be aware I've gotten in trouble by chatting to the group when I thought I was talking to one person. So be good about that. As you can tell, I'm trying to just keep you entertained until we get started. There's also a number of ways that you can look at the participants, and that gives you a list of who is on the call today. There's nothing secret about this. We have some people who are going to present and some people we're hoping will get enamored with MicroMentor and sign up with us on this. I think I have most of my presenters on. If I could I'm going to call your name and just have you speak just to make sure your microphone's working. So Irving, welcome.
Hey there, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, nice to hear your voice.
I am on a webinar with the girl that Catherine hired.
Ooh, somebody's not on mute. So that's what happens when we don't put ourselves on mute. Irving, you found ways to play with your filters. Good job.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah. Catherine, just wanted to do a check-in with you to make sure your microphone's working. Say hi.
Morning. We're all good. All good over here.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to start. It's 12:03, and I like to be early. I like to be right on time, and we're hoping to end right at 1 o'clock or perhaps even a little bit before. So greetings. My name is Joni Foster. I'm the program director at Economic Growth Business Incubator on the east side of Austin. And we work in the 5 counties surrounding Travis County, providing training, coaching, and support, to small businesses, people who are aspiring or existing small businesses. So I have the honor of facilitating this conversation today, and I have a lot of partners, as you can see at the bottom. We are coming to you through the generosity of Capital One, who has made the partnership between MicroMentor, which was developed by Mercy Corps, and BCL of Texas, EGBI, and People Fund, based in Austin, but working statewide. We work together, our organizations work together from time to time on a lot of small business issues, mostly in the Central Texas area, but we recognize that our partners outside of EGBI work statewide. And so when we came together, we decided to develop this MicroMentor for Texas to be a statewide platform. That means statewide for both mentors and mentees. So we set this up because, particularly for EGBI, we're a very small staff, and we have lots of clients and lots of people who want to help with small businesses to get started. And we haven't had, EGBI has not had a really strong way of making those matches happen. We do the best we can, and a lot of our volunteers teach a lot of our classes, but actually making one-on-one connections we've been struggling with finding a way to do that. And so when Capital One brought us this opportunity to partner with Mercy Corps and MicroMentor, it's an online platform to help make those relationships happen, okay? So we are going to run through what this MicroMentor is, give you a little demo of it, let you hear from the other partners to hear how they see this is going to help both our organizations and our clients, and then we'll follow up with some questions and answers. So please, again, you can use chat to ask your questions along the way, and we'll try and monitor that and get to your questions. But at the end, there will be time to answer your questions. So thank you all for joining us. I'm really excited seeing the names here. I know quite a few of you. I'm very happy that you have interest. I know you've always had interest in what EGBI does. So we're not surprised that you would show up today. So with that, I'm going to pass this off to Irving Burbano, who is the engagement strategist at Capital One. He's based in New York, but hopefully he gets to Texas enough to build this partnership, at least when we're back able to meet in person. So with that, Irving.
Thanks, Joni. And yeah, I used to live in Texas for a bit, actually, in El Paso. And then I used to work very closely with the cafes in Austin. So I'm super connected to the state. And actually, one of my best friends has a business out of Austin. He is at the Capital Factory Incubator. So I know that there's just a great small business community in Austin and in Texas overall. And like Joni said, I work with Capital One. And Capital One supports each nonprofit organization that's on this, that's helping us to launch this. I just wanted to mention why we support our partners in throughout Texas. And it's pretty simple. We want to help small business owners, but we want to collaborate with the experts and the people on the ground who know how to best serve these communities. So that's why we partnered with BCL, EGBI, and People Fund, so that we can have the best impact possible locally in Austin and throughout Texas. One last thing I want to share before I hand it back to Joni is that we're really excited about this program. Last year we had a launch in Florida, and this year we're kind of taking things virtual. But one of the components of our efforts this year is not just Texas, but we're actually onboarding our associate base. So our Capital One employees are getting ramped up to join the platform as mentors. So we have folks from different lines of businesses, but we're targeting mainly our human resources professionals to get on the platform and try to offer their expertise. We're targeting our technology associate base, which is pretty robust as we're a financial technology company, and our small business card and bank associates who have great knowledge and insight on small business items. And then we have a strategy group, a corporate strategy group that is very interested in getting involved. So not only are we launching Texas, but we're also launching our own internal associate campaign to recruit mentors, so that our platform has some great, so that the platform has a great base of folks for when our entrepreneurs are looking for resources and guidance. They have a good quality pool. We have an associate base in Plano, Texas, so we'll be recruiting from there and getting folks to join from there. So just really excited about it, and really look forward to tracking and seeing what comes out of our efforts.
Thank you, Irving. And come back to Texas whenever you can, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's ASAP.
Yeah. So I'm going to pass this to Sam Orwig. He's with Mercy Corps, and he is located in Portland, Oregon. And Zoom is such a great tool that we can build these partnerships across state lines. So Sam?
Thanks, Joni. Hello, everybody. My name is Sam Orwig. I'm a business solutions specialist with MicroMentor. And it's been a pleasure working with Capital One as well as these three community partners to put this MicroMentor Texas initiative together. And I can provide a little bit of context and background on MicroMentor and how we are looking to deploy it in Texas. So as Joni mentioned, MicroMentor is a program of Mercy Corps, which is a global humanitarian organization. And really at its core, MicroMentor is an online business mentoring platform where entrepreneurs from around the world can sign up and create a profile completely for free and connect with volunteer mentors to solve their business challenges and improve their businesses together. So globally, MicroMentor has, I believe, close to 100,000 entrepreneurs who have signed up all time and close to 40,000 mentors who have signed up all time from 180 different countries around the world. However, we also work with partners like Capital One and the three community partners who are on the call here today to leverage the MicroMentor technology to create customized mentoring programs to meet the needs of specific groups. So this has really been a process of co-design, looking at how the platform can be leveraged, looking at touch points in each of the 3 participating organizations, and seeing really how mentoring can offer some additional value to how their organizations work, and really look to kind of build the ecosystem of mentoring in the Texas area. So I'll talk a little later in the presentation about how the platform works and how to get started and the sign-up process. But I guess first of all, wanted to just speak to all of the potential mentors and professionals we have on the line here today. You've been invited because we see that there are certainly a strong base of individuals who can offer this advice and support, and wanted to add a little bit of training and kind of preparation to let you know about MicroMentor and hopefully pique some interest in your participation. So we at MicroMentor generally, and as a part of this MicroMentor Texas program, cannot function without the volunteer work of our mentors. So our mentors really do make it all possible. And we see that while the mentors are kind of a main driver in supporting entrepreneur and business growth, we see that mentors also improve their professional skills as well and benefit from the mentoring relationship. So anyone on the line here today who's been a mentor in the past or a business coach knows that you grow your professional skills, like your ability to motivate others, critical thinking and problem solving skills, your ability to communicate, and oftentimes just be able to really kind of look around corners and see some challenges that entrepreneurs are facing. So I guess first of all, thank you so much for showing up on the call here today. As I said, we'll talk a little bit more about how the platform will work, but we are really hoping to recruit some mentors from the Texas area to be a part of this initiative and to share their advice. So with that, I think I'll toss it back to you, Joni, as I know that some of the participating organizations want to talk about kind of the role that mentorship can play in each of your organizations.
Thanks, Sam. Just one clarification for y'all on this phone. This is the launch of the MicroMentor. We've been talking about this all summer and as a group, as our partnership, to understand how this works. I've even had some of our staff get on the MicroMentor platform, which has people from all over the world on it. But what we're trying to do is make an ecosystem in Texas. And we invited y'all as the first round of mentors to get on the platform. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a launch to talk to small business folks about this platform, to have them sign up to gather, to get mentored, okay? So it's a little bit of a slow process as we roll this out. And we appreciate you guys being the first folks on the call. And we wanted to make sure there were some really good mentors available when small business owners finally sign up to MicroMentor and want to get smart, okay? So with that, pardon me, I'm going to pass this on to Brian Marshall from BCL of Texas. He's the Director of Entrepreneurship. And he and then Katherine Silva from People Fund are going to talk to you a little bit about their experience working with mentors and what that might look like. Brian.
So thanks, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
So everyone, it takes a village to do the kind of work we do. It takes all of us. No one organization, no one individual can make it happen for every entrepreneur. It takes all of us. So MicroMentor is a great way to extend us into that village. And then Sam hit on a good point, is it's also an expansion of you and the help you can do in our ecosystem and in this community. So this is a great opportunity for all of us. So I want to share one example for how mentoring and how this can work. So here's an example, and this is just recent. So we have a trucking business that we've been working with over the past 6 to 12 months. Key issues, as we all know, expansion of growth, new opportunities. These were actually related to contracting and procurement opportunities. And then they also had issues that we all know about, which are the standard. My costs are too high. I don't understand my financials of my business. These are the things that cripple or can close our businesses. So the importance of mentoring in this instance is where we come in B-Cell and in my program and myself, where it was a solid mentoring around, and most of you know how I do my approach is pretty direct, but it's on point to help most of the businesses. In this instance, we're able to get this business more procurement opportunities and contracts by helping them basically clean up their presentation of how they need to present. The better part of this was understanding their costs and helping them understand we don't go and bid into contracts where we don't understand our own profit margins. At the end, this business is going to be okay. They've actually been in 2 accelerator programs that we put them in, and they've recently been awarded under another county project. But here's where mentoring comes into play, and good things come back. Just recently, on working with another banking partner, had a individual who is interested in starting their own trucking business. Well, the issue is this individual also needed a good mentoring guidance from a business that was already available. Hence, the very business that I've been working with and mentoring with, actually, I connected them with this business, and now we've got a past mentor relationship with one business who is already gone through the aches and pains of growing a trucking business, connected now with an up-and-coming young minority woman trying to grow her own trucking business. What has happened now is this new business owner is getting, basically they brought her on. They're actually possibly looking and already talking, I just saw a note recently, on possible second tier opportunities to help this business out, just getting off the ground in their trucking. So back to what I mentioned before, it takes a village. It takes all of us, and mentoring helps. You can pay it forward. It helps in so many ways. So I just want to share that particular example of how mentoring, how MicroMentor can help us with this, kind of grow this village. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Brian. Katherine Silva is the Senior Manager of Training and Education at People Fund. Tell us how you look at the mentoring opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, let me first say that we're very excited to have a digital platform to start connecting folks, especially in this new world of COVID. Even prior to this, helping folks find someone that they really connect with and can get assistance from in a way that's meaningful to them takes time. And so the presentation today and presentations we're doing for clients is to really try and talk about the ways that you can provide your experience, some of the expectations that we have for mentors, and how you guys can connect, what experience you can offer. So what I'd like to give you guys is some examples of clients that we've assisted through mentorship to try and show you what skills are needed and how you can help. And really, there are a lot of skills that are needed. So I'll highlight, I think, a few today, but all of the skills that you see here, plus more, we have clients ask about every day. So the first client I'll talk about owns a lawn care business on the north side. And it was a startup. He gave us a call asking for business coaching. Basically, he said he needed experience or someone with experience with logistics and marketing to assist him in kind of understanding his plan and how he could market best to the customers that he needed to reach. He started out this lawn care business because his friends and family, he was servicing all of his friends and family. It just happened to be that his friends and family live all over Austin, and it was just him. So he was really limiting himself in terms of the amount of lawns that he could service, the amount of homes he could potentially service customers, because he was driving all over Austin to service these clients. So we assisted him by pairing him with a mentor who first helped him figure out what kind of service area he was looking for. And they decided on North Austin based on the current homes that he was servicing. They kind of honed in on his target customer and then helped him build a marketing plan to build up his service area outside of just friends and family. He's doing really successfully today still, even in the midst of COVID. So that's an example of a short-term relationship. It was, here's my issue. Let's kind of get together and solve what this issue is. But then mentors can also be available for longer-term relationships. So it's not just a short time, I'm going to answer one question. Can you be with a client or a customer for the life of their business journey? What does mentorship mean to you? What are you interested in doing? And I think the answer is you can have both, depending on your interests. So the second example we have is we worked with a jeweler who's been working with one of our mentors for now over 4 years. When I introduced them, the client had been in business for a little over 2 years, and she was doing what we call shoebox accounting, so keeping just kind of receipts here and there, but not really keeping track of her books, and definitely not in an organized way like through a bookkeeping system. We introduced her to a mentor who happened to be a CPA and financial analyst who helped her first get her books in order. They then onboarded her to QuickBooks and accounting software, helped her get introduced to a longer-term CPA relationship. And now they meet on and off in terms of financial analysis to kind of go over the books, help make decisions, and just kind of chat and see what the new what the new concerns are that needs to be troubleshooted. So in terms of, those are two very successful mentoring relationships that we've seen come to fruition. And in terms of what you're looking for as a mentor and what skills that you can provide to others, there's just a vast majority of needs here, and they're all unique. And everything changes when the landscape changes. And when COVID hit, we jumped into this new normal that now requires even more of a broad variety of skills that our clients can benefit from. So those are two of the experiences that I think are great. I'm excited to see what experiences we can make with all of you here on board.
Thank you, Katherine. So at this point, I want to test y'all's Zoom capacity, and looking at the type of mentor needs we have here, you know what your skill sets are. You know, each of our organizations have folks who do coaching with clients, and we've had a long conversation, and it's a constant conversation about what's the difference between consulting, coaching, and mentoring. And everybody has a different definition of those. And of course, every one of our clients would love us if we would be a consultant and do that thing for them. Could you build me a website? Could you do that thing for me? And we at EGBI, and I believe most of my other colleagues, we don't really do consulting. That's a different kind of animal where we do it for you. Most of us, we do coaching, which is where we try to be sort of generalists on a wide variety of topics, and we can help folks move through the process of business development, mostly around the financial or strategy. But then when we get into those deeper, more specific target issues, and I know I saw Marielle here about insurance, or Roberto about law, or other people about specific marketing skills. This is where EGBI, for one, needs to have more hands on deck and more people that we can refer clients to, not to do for you, to do for them, but to help explain concepts and give people ideas or ask really good questions of folks. Know that you always have BCL, EGBI, and People Fund behind you if your client gets beyond your capacity or starts asking you questions beyond your skill sets. We don't want anybody to be working with clients outside of what you feel comfortable with. That's never a good option. So with that, what I wanted to ask you all to do is, if you could, just for fun, in the chat box, if you could just put in, if you could put in one or two of your skill sets that you could offer to small businesses. Okay. Or mentoring, not for doing. So go ahead and write in chat one or two things. I'd love to see that. Beautiful. So, I mean, the first one, Maggie, it's a great
well,
segment.
The process is easy. You just come in, bring your passport, and we'll do it.
Can somebody, Leo, can you get that? Okay. So, you know, for example, legal issues. So I know there's a couple of attorneys on the call today, and we would love to have you join MicroMentor as an example. We know you have a day business where you sell your services and your knowledge, and that's really great. And there, you all have to figure out what that line is between what you're comfortable providing as a mentor and what's encroaching on your day business, right? So this is a very self-directed platform, so you get to decide that. The one thing that we don't want to use this platform for is for your own marketing uses, to sell your services to small business folk. And that's something that MicroMentor has built into the platform, and I'm sure Sam's going to talk about this a little bit more. The goal here is not for you to sell your services, it is to donate some knowledge and skill sets to help people move forward, okay? So I'm seeing some great opportunities here, some great skills that I can't wait to have on this platform so that I can start sending clients over to talk to you about. So thanks for doing that. The last thing I want to talk to you about is some of the do's and don'ts, right? So how does this work? You sign up, and Sam's going to run you through the platform in a second, and you tell the platform what your skill sets are, and then somebody will contact you. They might contact you and say, I've just got a really quick question, or they might say, I have a series of questions, do you have time to meet? So in the past, this was set up connected to Capital One, where they have these wonderful cafes that you can go meet at, and that you might do this in person. But right now, most of us have our own private Zoom account, which if you don't, it's a free account if you're just meeting with one other person. And so maybe you'll schedule a time with the small business owner to chat through Zoom or chat through one of the hundreds of other online platforms. Or actually, you could always do a phone call. Do you remember what that looks like? So you get to decide how much you want to reveal of yourself, okay? And how much you want into that relationship. But the most important thing is to have clear expectations going in. Is this person, are you going to be with this person for the next 10 years? Or are you there to help answer a specific question and then understand what the next question is and then understand what the next question is, okay? So as you can see, it's pretty open, and you get to decide how you want this relationship to go. But it's sort of like Airbnb, if you've ever used that, where you'll get, the client will rate you and you'll rate the client. And so that's how we keep the platform straight up. So people know, you know, that they get a better feel for who's out there and who should they talk to. And mentors can get a better feel for who the client is. And, you know, are they serious, or are they doing things against the rules, things like that, okay? So with that, I am going to pass this back over to Sam. And Sam, I'm going to take this down, and I think you've been made what do you call that? A co-host, so that you can show your screen?
Yes, that sounds great.
Perfect. All right.
All right, so I am going to talk a little bit more about how the MicroMentor platform works, but you know, just to kind of recap the role of what this, or how we foresee this platform playing a role in each of these organizations. We know that there's already some mentoring going on, and that there's an existing base of individuals who are supporting, maybe in a professional or a voluntary capacity. What the MicroMentor platform does is it really provides an avenue to form connections between entrepreneurs and mentors, and can kind of supplement some of what's the work that these organizations are already doing. So The first step in joining the MicroMentor platform is actually to visit the MicroMentor Texas specific landing page, and that's what I'm showing here. So via the URL micromentor.org/Texas, you can see that you've arrived here at the community specific landing page with some information about the participating organizations, kind of each of their mission statements, as well as some information about how the platform works, and kind of some information about how to join. So the first step is arriving here and not at the general MicroMentor community. This is how that you'll be kind of grouped within this MicroMentor Texas community. The next step is to create a profile. And in the profile completion phase, we see I've got a test profile started here. We will ask mentors and entrepreneurs to share a little bit of information about, on the mentor side, maybe the experience that you've had in business, the expertise you can bring to bear in a mentoring relationship, the industries you have experience in. And this all goes into creating what is the first step in creating that mentoring match, which is a really complete profile. If the process is completed correctly, it should take around 15 minutes to complete a profile. And we do see that those individuals who take the time to really provide robust answers, as well as provide a professional photo, have higher rates of connection on the platform. We will jump over to what a profile looks like in just a moment, but in this profile creation process, there's a very important step here that I want to highlight, and that's this referral source selection. So it asks the question, how did you hear about MicroMentor Texas? And here you can see that there's an option to select one of these three organizations that is kind of piloting this MicroMentor Texas initiative, or launching it rather. So this is a really key field that we want to make sure that all mentors and entrepreneurs are selecting. And I'll show you why that's important as I switch screens here. And I just want to confirm you can still see my screen with a mentor profile. Anybody thumbs up? All good? Perfect. So what we see here is an example mentor profile. This is actually our executive director, and we've kind of just used her as our mascot for a mentor. And you can see here some of the fields that are requested of a mentor. So we asked the mentor to share some information about their professional background, what they can offer as a mentor, their expectations for a successful mentoring relationship, and what they would like entrepreneurs to do before reaching out to them. So whatever pre-work that an entrepreneur should do. They're also asked to share their experience and some information about their expertise and industry that they are in. As I said, this profile takes about 15 minutes to complete and is completely free to do. And by joining through that MicroMentor Texas landing page, as well as selecting that referral source, you can see here that Alicia is a part of the MicroMentor Texas community and has selected that she was referred by the EGBI organization. And what this does is that actually helps to manually, or it helps to pre-sort the list of potential matches that a mentor and entrepreneur will see. So let's take a look at what that might look like. So we've got a mentor profile here. So far, we're launching the community tomorrow, so there are no entrepreneurs just yet. But what the mentor has the opportunity to do is connect with a wide variety of entrepreneurs from around the world. And so they're actually able to support anyone from the global MicroMentor community. And you can see here that we've got a long list of entrepreneurs who are looking for assistance. However, maybe this is a little bit overwhelming and the mentor might not know where to start. And that's where these search filters come in very handy. Here you're able to filter the list of available options based on specific expertise that you have to offer as a mentor and that the entrepreneur might be seeking. So if somebody wants help with accounting and finance, for example, and maybe someone who is in the beauty, hair, and cosmetics industry. So by applying these filters, we're narrowing down the list of options and showing people who are more relevant to you. It's also important to note that the information that mentors enter into their profile will help to pre-sort those matches as well. So this pre-sorting is already completed to some degree by a matching algorithm, but you can also manually filter results as well. And now if we jump over to the Mentors tab, we'll see the importance of those badges that I highlighted earlier. So we can see here, we've got Leonardo, who is actually on the call here today. He is a mentor in MicroMentor Texas from the EGBI community. And we've also got another mentor here, Amber, who is also part of the EGBI community. So 2 mentors who have signed up already, even before our launch, which is officially tomorrow. And as you can see, these mentors are elevated to the top of the search. So this will also be true for entrepreneurs when they start to sign up as well. They'll be tagged with this badge denoting their community affiliation as well as their referral source. And in this way, we're able to kind of elevate the potential matches and encourage members from the Texas ecosystem to connect with one another and exchange ideas, while also giving the opportunity for entrepreneurs and mentors to interact and work with anyone from the global MicroMentor community as well. So once an entrepreneur or mentor has found someone who they think might be a good match, Leonardo, I hope you don't mind if I select your profile here. They can click on their profile, review what they've listed, and if they think this person might be a good match, they can connect right then and there by sending them a message. So a really important point here is that where some mentoring programs manually match individuals, meaning that they'll have a list of mentors and entrepreneurs and connect them, the MicroMentor platform really enables entrepreneurs and mentors to make those connections themselves by sending these initial messages and taking their relationship forward in a way that works for them. So as Joni touched on earlier, we don't prescribe the number of meetings or even how these mentoring relationships must happen, but rather we encourage people to connect and provide some guidance in terms of how they should work together. So as Joni also mentioned, there's a difference between business coaching and mentoring. And this is something that we try to reinforce throughout the platform and throughout the user experience. So when someone signs up and creates a profile, they are subscribed to an automated email flow, which will deliver reminders if they need to complete their profile, or will send a message to their email if they've received a new message on the platform. And we'll also link to the MicroMentor Help Center. And this Help Center is where we're really able to access some resources that guide mentors and entrepreneurs and how to structure their relationship. So rather than the mentor doing the work for the mentee or the two setting off without any kind of scope in sight, we really recommend that the pair have an initial scoping conversation to address one particular business challenge. And after that, kind of decide how the two will work together moving forward. Maybe it's they will connect once a week for the next month, or maybe they'll connect once a month for the next year. The average relationship is about 12 hours over the course of 3 to 4 months, but we really try to encourage the pairs to really establish this from the beginning and identify a cadence and a scope that will really work for both of them. And the last thing I want to mention just about the platform and open it up for some question and answer is that there is also a question and answer forum. So in addition to this one-on-one connection format, there is the opportunity for entrepreneurs and mentors to write in questions and crowdsource answers. This can be a great way for new mentors to get a feel for the types of questions that entrepreneurs typically ask. It can also be a way in which mentoring relationships form. So we've certainly seen that an entrepreneur asks a question, the mentor responds, and then the two actually end up connecting one-on-one from that interaction. So I think I'll pause here and see if there are any questions about how the platform works, and just opening the chat to see.
So Sam, I'm not seeing questions specifically, but I do have a couple. I want to be clear, you said this launches tomorrow, but people can actually, the people who are on the phone today can sign up right now, right? They can take that.
100%, yes.
Yeah.
All of the technical pieces are set up. I just mean that we're sending our official launch communications tomorrow, starting to recruit those entrepreneurs, with this being our mentor recruitment event and helping to onboard some potential mentors here.
Okay, Marielle, she has a question. So you get an email when someone posts a message.
Yes, that's correct.
And so during your setup, you've put the email address that you want these messages to come to.
That is correct. Yes, you'll receive a notification via your personal email when you receive a new message.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And what if I want to pause and not be, you know, I want to sign up and then I get a whole bunch of people ask me questions and it's a difficult time in my career and so I need to pause for a second. Can you do that?
You certainly can, and I'll actually share my screen once again.
And then what happens if you get 10 people asking and you really only have time to do 2 people or 3 people? Can you not respond, or what's the protocol there?
Yeah, so I'll answer that second question first. So we encourage, again, in some of our educational materials that when your profile is active, that you at least be courteous and respond to new messages that are incoming to you. If you have already established a mentoring relationship or life gets a little hectic and you're not able to provide support at this time, you can change your availability, which I'm showing here in your contact settings. And this, by selecting nobody can start a new conversation with me, this will actually remove your profile from the search. So no one will be viewing your profile and therefore cannot reach out to you. So you can kind of turn this off if you like.
And then the first question?
The first question, what to do if you're not able to support somebody?
Right.
Yeah, so as I said, we encourage people to at least be courteous and respond. We usually say that mentors can work with around, or in our experience, we work with around 2 to 3 entrepreneurs if they really have time and are committed. However, more than that can be a little bit taxing. However, it very much does depend on the type of relationship that you formed. Some mentors get online and respond to 10 questions in the Q&A in one sitting. And that'll be kind of their mentoring engagement, and then they'll move on. So it really depends. But if you're pursuing a more one-on-one style mentoring engagement, we do have some resources that encourage the mentor and entrepreneur to, as I mentioned before, kind of establish the scope for their mentoring relationship. And then at a fixed point in time, kind of review their progress and determine if this is the point in which they will close their relationship, or if they need to kind of rescope and set out on a new relationship moving forward. But we just recommend that if your profile is active, that you're courteous and let people know that you're not available, or even that this just might not be a good fit. The platform's really about trying to encourage people to connect based on their expertise and their industries, so that they might match. However, personality fit plays a big role as well. So we want to and we encourage people to have open and honest conversations about that.
And how do you track or register sessions with clients? I have a feeling you need to keep that up.
What's that?
I have a feeling you need to keep your screen up to show us where these things are.
Yeah, so not for this one actually. So this is a limitation of the platform. So the platform is really a connecting point. So we see that entrepreneurs and mentors will create profiles and actually form this connection and then take their relationship forward in a way that works for them. So they'll connect maybe via Zoom or exchange emails, at which point we lose sight of them a little bit in terms of their ongoing mentoring engagements. However, we do conduct an annual business outcome survey where we survey our entrepreneurs and mentors who show up, and that's where we ask questions about the number of mentors that entrepreneurs work with, the type of subjects that they covered through their mentoring relationships, as well as the kind of progress in their businesses, looking in particular at their business growth in terms of new employees, revenue, and business survival. So there's a little bit of a limitation there, but we like to make connections so that people can move forward in a way that works for them.
So I think any more questions? And please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the question directly. So how often do you think I'm going to get asked to be a mentor?
That's a good question. I think it really depends on the profile. It depends on the expertise that you have available. Certainly in the time of COVID, we've seen mentors with expertise in financial planning, online sales, digital marketing, anything that revolves around kind of pivoting a business to a more online model and or dealing with abrupt declines in revenue are certainly in high demand at the moment. But it really depends. I'd say that the mentor may receive more messages on average than an entrepreneur, but unless your profile is absolutely rock star, the most impressive profile out there, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily overwhelming.
And what if I have a bad experience? What if I have a client that it was just a bad experience for me? Do I tell you? Do I tell my sponsor, like EGBI or BCL or People Fund? What's my process there?
Sure. Yeah, I think it depends. The goal of having this online community specifically for MicroMentor Texas is to create a way for mentors and entrepreneurs to connect within your ecosystem, right? Otherwise, we could just use the general MicroMentor platform. If they are both affiliated with one of these, if the mentee and mentor are both affiliated with one of these organizations, that might be something that you could take up with one of the organizations on the line here today. However, we do have 24/7 user support for the MicroMentor platform. Any mentor or entrepreneur is able to flag a profile, message, question, or answer if they believe that it's in violation of the MicroMentor terms of use and code of conduct, which is clearly stated when new members are signing up. And if this is flagged, our user support will follow up with that individual, and they will, in most cases, just kind of help them to course correct. Oftentimes people aren't being malicious. They just might not understand. A good example of this is maybe a mentor who is a professional consultant might, after supporting an entrepreneur, might say, I offer a consulting business as well. And the entrepreneur might say that, oh, this person's trying to sell to me. And then we on the MicroMentor side would follow up with that mentor and say, you know, if you continue to work with this person on the MicroMentor platform, the goal is really about the free exchanges of ideas and information, at which point it's pretty easy for that mentor to course correct now that they have a better understanding of how the platform works. However, in instances where there are bad actors on the platform, be them spammers or anybody trying to, do anything other than what's listed in the community expectations, we do deactivate those profiles.
And so we're just starting to practice with this. And I know a lot of you folks, you have great businesses anyway. And I can imagine that I'm going to talk to you and then I'm going to want to use your services. So I think there needs to be a way for you to make sure that they get your business phone number and then they can call you at your business, not through the MicroMentor platform. If the small business wants to have a different kind of relationship with you, okay? So this is self-monitored. This is open dating. EGBI and BCL and People Fund, we're not going to be deep into this, but I completely look forward to saying, okay, you need more information about insurance. I want you to go and sign up on MicroMentor and look for Marielle Sistari, because I know she's been a trainer with EGBI and she's totally happy to answer your questions. You don't have to go with her for insurance, but she can answer your insurance questions. And then if they want to, get a quote from you, they need to go offline, off the MicroMentor, okay? Because on the platform, there's no selling of your services. Make sense? I hope that all of you, I would love you to use chat one more time. And if you think that you're going to take the link that's in chat right now and go to MicroMentor, I would love you to sign up in the next half hour, right? To go and do this immediately. There's nothing like the present. It will take 2 to 3 to 4 weeks before you probably have a mentor-mentee relationship, because we're now going to build our clients and let our clients know that this is available. So it might take a while before somebody reaches out to you. But once we each know that you are on the platform, and Sam's going to give us a report of who the mentors are from our who've set aside, EGBI, then I will have that list. When I'm talking to folks, I'm going to tell them, go to MicroMentor, look for this person because I know they can probably help you. That's the way I'm going to push people there. There's also the organic. Somebody goes on there and just looks at the list of people that have those skill sets and contacts you organically. But that's sort of the expectation on that. So if you could put into chat, yes, I'm in, thumbs up. We'd love to hear that. And if nothing else, I think we are done for today, a little bit early. So you have 10 minutes now that you can fill out your MicroMentor profile. Any other questions? Oh, look at that. People are signing up. We really appreciate that. Thank you. And, one more thing. Sorry about this. People are starting to leave. But we will probably, in 4 months or so, once we get this going, we'll probably have everybody who signed up to come back on a webinar to talk about your experience and answer questions, because it's not until you actually use it that you're going to really understand what the questions are. So we hope to make this more of a dynamic community of mentors and that you're not just out there on your own. If you have any problems with it, please talk to me, talk to BCL, talk to People Fund. We can help you locally connect and make the best of this platform. So thank you. Appreciate that and glad you all showed up for us. We will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Joni. Good job.
Hey, can my folks stick around? Maybe we don't need a Friday.
That's what I was thinking, Joni.
Okay. I can't tell who's still here, but it looks like Katherine took off.
No, I'm here, Joni.
Katherine's here.
Brian took off.
But Lindsay's here. We've got Lindsay.
Oh, hey, Lindsay.
You got Lindsay. And I can help relay anything to Brian. I'll ping him too and just let him know.
And Anna W., who do you think that is? She's not with us, right?
No.
No.
All right, she's gone. Bye, Anna. Thanks for coming. Raul Vasquez? Same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you know what? We lost Irving and Sam. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do this.
That's what I meant yesterday when I was talking to him about debriefing, was debriefing together right after this happened so that we wouldn't have to do another
well,
meeting.
I know that they were worried it was going to go to 1:30 and they have a meeting that they had to get to, so that's probably where they went.
Gotcha.
Are we then cool for, it looks like it's showing up as Friday at 1?
Yeah.
I'm good for then.
Okay, we'll see if that works out. All right.
Okay. Bye, Joni. Bye, Leo.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Leo.